I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Tabalu Raya joins us. Hi.
Hey,
Hey, appreciate you coming on. Could you introduce yourself to everybody?
hey guys, I'm Tabalu Raya, also known as Tab. I am the one and only bathtub demon VTuber. Well, as far as I know.
It's there's not a long list, and you're at the top
Well,
of
obviously.
it. Well, when did you get started on VTubing?
Let's see. Like 2 years ago, actually, in January.
Well, what got you started?
Well, like about 3 to 4 years ago, I was kicked out of my house, and I was staying with a friend at the time who suggested streaming on Twitch. So I did that for a while off of my PS4, which sucked.
Mhm.
And I didn't have views for like almost an entire year. So I was just looking at famous streamers, and you know what? VTubers came up. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I need money. I'm doing it.
And you haven't looked
I
back.
let everybody doing VTubing for like, oh yeah, I don't want to show my face, or yes, I want to be anime. I did it for the money. Yet I have no money.
Well, I mean, sometimes it takes a while. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So, what are you usually
Yeah.
streaming?
Anything really. Sometimes I'll do some older games, especially stuff that I used to play with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll do the newer stuff. Like, let's see, I think I streamed Helldivers once or twice. I don't remember.
Oh,
But
yeah. It says, are you? Would you rather have a collaboration than go on by yourself?
I mean, I'm good going by myself, but collaborations are awesome. I actually prefer collaborations, but
Yeah.
sometimes being by yourself is just it.
I don't know if you can you even do that in Helldivers?
Yeah, it's harder, but you can do it.
Well, and every time I've seen somebody play, it looks like you need a small army to get through that sort of thing.
I mean, that's the idea. That was the idea with the first one.
Mm. It's the as far as getting collaborators, has that been easy for you? Did you kind of already have a few in mind when you started?
Not really.
Mhm.
I just do it. I just play with whoever wants to play.
Mm.
Really.
So you just come on and kind of join a game in progress, or do you go through Discord, or how?
For Helldivers, I just do a game in progress, or I'm usually just out there, and people join.
Mm. Is there any other games you want to play that you have on the shelf right now?
Let me see. I got too many things. Let's see. One that I haven't played on. Heck, I haven't streamed in a while. Me and my dad, we're gonna start streaming stuff like Borderlands.
Oh, cool.
Another thing I really wanted to stream is Baldur's Gate, but I want to go through it myself just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, you were able to keep it from stuff that you enjoy by yourself, or stuff that you would enjoy rather streaming, or is there a difference?
I mean, like I say, I just stream what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are those streamers out there that are like, oh yeah, I can't play video games because I stream them and I don't enjoy playing video games for myself anymore. Yeah, I try to avoid the bigger stuff unless I'm really interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said with Helldivers 2, I actually played the first one.
Yeah.
On a PS4, I actually liked it a bit. So I seeing how they change it, I'm honestly impressed.
Yeah. Well, what is the big difference between 1 and 2?
Well, one is have you ever played the Diablo series?
Yes, I have. Just 1 and 2 though. I don't have anything that can take 3.
Well, it's basically that in combat wise. You're on a 2D plane, just fighting.
Mm. Yeah, just continually
Yeah, just
fighting, huh?
just moving side to side.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
so
just walking around.
the difference is
Uh,
a 3D plane as opposed to 2D, or what?
yeah, yeah. Well, it's like 2.5D the
Wow.
first one.
Yeah. So you do have some perspective, but not very much.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the second one you've got the full 3D going on, so you're basically surrounded by death
yeah.
for
It's fun.
the whole game. What about a game like a Lethal Company or something like that?
I mean, I have it. I just, I mean, it looks cool. I just
Yeah,
don't have people to play with.
yeah. Well, and yeah,
Yeah, I know
that's
everybody's big into it, but none of my friends have it, or
yeah.
they don't want to play it when I want to play it. Heck, I haven't even played it. It's been sitting in my library for the longest time.
Hmm.
A buddy of mine gifted it to me,
Yeah.
and
Well, it's
I've been waiting to play with her since she's the one that got me. I want to have my first match be with her, so that she knows if I enjoy the game or not. But
yeah. Yeah.
her computer's out of commission for a while, so.
Mm. Well, that looks like a game that's a raucous riot, no matter how many you've got in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun when you finally get to it. What else do you have going on right now that you're wanting to get in? I know you said you wanted to do Baldur's Gate, but other than Helldivers 2, have you been streaming any other games?
Let's see. Recently, I've been streaming Elden Ring a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, play a lot of that. But I've been playing it mostly solo.
Mm.
Most of the time, just by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I know that you are an enjoyer of the D&D type of things. Have you done any of that online?
A while ago, yeah, actually.
Well,
It
well,
was a while ago, though. Unfortunately, we because we have D&D quite a lot, me and my little group.
mm-hmm,
We mostly keep it private,
mm-hmm.
as we do say a lot of stuff. Not bad stuff per se, but it's borderline hentai sometimes.
Well, I mean that's you customize it the way you want.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you back when I was a kid and I played it in the early '80s, late '70s, it was any different. But maybe our imagination wasn't as good and, back then. But
Well, you guys had Playboys in the bushes. We have Pornhub banned in Texas.
yeah, well that's true too. Uh,
Yeah.
well, the statute of limitations has expired on everything I did back then. Uh, but what have you always been a D&D player?
Uh, Not really, actually. I've only recently gone into it this year.
Hmm.
I had a girlfriend back in high school who tried to introduce it to me, but it just never stuck.
Yeah, what's caught your fancy this time?
Well, I met a few buddies via VR chat, and they introduced me to Pathfinder, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, starting off harder, and then they saw how much I was struggling with it, so they moved to D&D. Then, it just stuck that time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just got to go back to the original, don't you?
Yeah.
But the original doesn't look anything like it did back then. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. And how long does it usually take you guys to go through a? How many hours do you dedicate this every week?
Let's see. We usually do it like 5 hours
Mhm.
every other day.
Oh, so yeah, so
Yeah.
that's quite a bit. This isn't one of
Yeah.
those randomized in the back of the book type things we used to have when we were kids.
Yeah, no, let's see. We have in my group, let's see. There's me, there's Buddy Yokai, there's Comey, then there's Seth. Got 4 separate DMs running their own shit.
Oh my gosh, four,
Yeah.
four of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me included.
Wow. So nobody's going to sneak anything past anybody.
Well, so we allow it sometimes. We allow it sometimes because we all have our own custom rules.
Yeah. So who is the DM for this particular one you're using right now?
Oh, I am.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
So you get to roll the random 20-sided die for no particular reason.
Yes. Roll. I definitely roll and don't bullshit the number.
Uh, that always used to be the biggest tool for the DM was just to randomly roll a dice, saying, "Oh no, nothing happened." keep everybody on their
Yeah.
toes just a little bit. But you said you did do some online. What was that like?
Well, again, borderline hentai.
Yeah, yeah. But was it kind of a
Yeah.
live setting, or was it some sort of group like group chat sort of thing?
Well, we ran it on Discord, so it was a group chat.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Um,
used to live stream it.
yeah. Did it go well?
Yeah.
Did you get some folks listening in?
Well, I got my basic buddies, the ones that are always there and lurking,
Hmm.
listening in. But eventually, it's just because every single Friday we have a choose which campaign goes on, and we choose from the pre-existing campaigns.
Hmm.
That's usually when I did my campaign. It was just never selected. People loved it. They were sad that I let it go to just rest for a bit. Heck, I haven't actually DM'd a game in like 2 months, like
Yeah.
around 1 or 2 months,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think.
you're doing it now, right?
Yeah. This is my first day back,
Yeah.
but
So,
it's an entirely different setting. The first one was fantasy. This one's sci-fi.
wow. Well, they used to try to do that with a couple of games back then on the computer, where SSI, who was the folks who put the game in to the old computers, would try other games in that same type of vein, science fiction type. It didn't never really caught on. So, are you using the same game engine type of thing, tabletop for the D&D for sci-fi?
Uh, well, not really. We're using well, it's called Gundam 5E D&D Epsilon.
Okay.
Basically, it's one of those fan-made D&D versions.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine it's pretty. Um, I mean, I imagine the story is pretty thick. I mean, they wouldn't just put something out like that and give it to hardcore D&D people without, vetting it out first. So, it must be a pretty
Yeah.
good series.
Well, it's not a series. Like I said, it's just it's basically like a mod that changes the entire thing.
Hmm.
Basically, instead of doing the fantasy part of D&D, it's the sci-fi of the Gundam universe.
Wow. Okay. So,
Yeah.
what type of classes do you have?
Let's see. We have my favorite is the cyber new type, basically a space wizard. then we have the basic new type, which also space wizard, but not as cool because the cyber new type has trauma.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they're literally tortured to get their wizard powers.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
do you have ever like what would it be fighter classes and that type of thing?
Oh yeah, we have multiple. There's the berserker. The No, infiltrator would be rogue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's scout. Then we also have. Let me get the document out.
Yep.
It's here in the server.
Is it?
It would. Sorry, my mouse is not working.
That's okay. Who is the healer of the group?
That would be the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, they don't heal on the spot because, well, giant robots.
Right. Yeah. There's.
Yeah, here we go. We got fighter, scout, executant, engineer, infiltrator, sentinel, new type, cyber new type, martial artist, berserker, test pilot, technologist, and scholar.
Well, that's a pretty decent list to have to choose from. Which one would you rather do?
Like I said, my favorite one is the cyber new type.
Well, yeah, the space wizard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the one that can literally traumatize you with that's literally one of their powers.
well,
They
well,
they can just look at you. You're instantly traumatized.
oh my. I had a few dates like that. Um, okay,
What's a date these
yeah.
days?
Well, I think
Just
actually
trauma.
I think actually they accused me of being the one with giving the trauma. Um, the in D&D there's always lots of loot in D&D that people go for. What type of loot do you have in this game?
All right, let me get that document out. Yay!
You're getting
Yeah,
you're getting the
there's
fifth degree on this one.
yeah, you're making me actually work for this.
I think
Yeah,
it's
but
that.
let's see. It can range from Gundams, mobile suits, to literally a fucking McDonald's off-brand burger.
Really?
Yeah, you can either get giant robots, parts of a giant robot. Oh, look, a shotgun covered with zombie guts or something.
Yeah.
And then there's a burger just there.
Yeah.
And you got to go for the burger.
Well,
Let me
yeah.
get the name of it. Let me
Yeah.
get the name of it.
Yeah.
I think it's like McDaniel's or something.
In the future, there's only McDaniel's. the the well, it sounds really interesting. I mean, it really does, and the fact that they're able to modify it to where you use kind of the same general template, but modify it into the Gundam world makes it that much more interesting, and I bet you're going to get a lot of play out of that one.
Oh my God, there's soap.
Soap.
There's soap that gives you an inspiration point. You get inspired by soap named Helen
Helen.
soap.
Well, that's definitely one thing that the folks in the D&D universe wouldn't have bothered with was soap.
Oh shit, that reminds me. I'm both D&D player and VTuber. We don't do any of that. I'm double fucked. Here we go. McDaniel's hamburger.
So what?
It costs 25 gold.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. It's about up there now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just remember that I'm so old that I remember the gold menu.
Oh,
the
geez.
one gold menu.
Oh.
You could get a McTurkey for 1 gold.
Oh my gosh. A McTurkey. Oh my gosh. This particular are there other types of worlds that you know of that people have modified D&D for?
Oh yes, there's multiple. Sword Art Online, Destiny. I think there's a Food Wars one rolling around. I have
Wars.
to check on that. Yeah.
Food
Yeah,
Wars.
There's multiple.
Yeah,
It's like Rule 34. If it exists, there's a D&D of it
yeah, well, that's true too.
somewhere.
I imagine that there's a lot of scenarios you could use, like Old West or something like that, and
Oh yeah, there's multiple for Old West.
yeah, that would certainly work for that. Yeah, I remember, in the ancient times when they had the gold box games for the old Commodore 64, which I owned. They adapted it to a Buck Rogers space game, and it was very much the same type of play, but they just had science fiction type people for that out in space. Now it was completely unplayable, but at least they tried it. But
Yeah.
it sounds to me
Anything
like
that big was unplayable.
yeah, especially when you had to use like like 7 discs for one game.
My God, I did that for my dad gave me his PlayStation a while back. I did that for I think it was Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, yeah. That gets really tiring after a while. And
Yeah, you're enjoying it. You're enjoying it. Insert new disc. You're kidding me.
yeah, and then it doesn't read the new disc right away.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yes. You have to use the little you know what I'm talking about. You put it on its side
Hmm.
and you spray it the buffer. You have
Right.
to use the buffer and you have to be really careful with the buffer.
Yep.
Otherwise it ruins the entire CD.
Yep. Yep. You have to be very, very
I
careful.
was 5 when I used one of those. I was 5.
It reminded me of
My
the old
God.
when I was an old DJ. We had to use it. We used actual record albums back in the '80s, and we had a certain type of um, uh, cleaning liquid and cleaning brush we used for the albums because they would get all nasty. And if you did it the wrong way, you just basically put a scratch right down the middle of it, and nobody's going to play that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like you got things going pretty good. You got a pretty good idea of what you want to do with it. Have you got any real plans for your channel this year other than keep playing?
Oh, well, I am trying to start up my own VTuber. It's going really slow right now, but it's getting there.
Well, for folks who want to find out about that, how can they do that?
Oh, well, you can go ahead and look it up on the Twitter. Unfortunately, we've ended the auditions a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing selections at the moment. That's the really slow part.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of good candidates.
Well,
Its name is Vertizum.
okay.
VERTEZUM,
Okay.
or just the Vertizum Network.
Okay. And how many are you going to have, you think?
Right now for the first gen, like 5.
Well,
Nothing too big, you know.
well,
Nothing too crazy.
we'll look forward to that. And folks, I imagine you'll have a Twitter up for it and everything, so people can keep an eye on what's going on.
Oh, we already do.
Yeah.
It's been up for a while. Just like I said, it's slow, and then on top of that, real life has been beating me in butt.
Yeah, well, that happens to all of us, no matter what age you are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been great talking with you. I wish you the best in your Gundam DMing here, and on the channel as well, and with the new venture. It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, thanks for having me around.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.